Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Celeb Central Africa. I'm your host, Amy Osaboyan, and I've got our other host here on the line. Please tell us your name.
What's up, Celeb Central Africa fam? It's your girl, Dami B, the hostess with the mostest, and I'm so excited to be here with my sister, Amy. We are the co-founders of Celeb Central Africa, and we're here to bring you the hottest African celebrity tea.
Definitely. And I think it's a good idea to tell them a little bit about us because we're actually on this one together. So everyone, I met Dami officially many years ago, radio days. I was on radio from 2014 in London, and I believe Dami was doing the same thing in Manchester in the UK. So since then, I have done all sorts of media, from radio to TV to red carpets to blogging, podcasting, literally been all across board. And then professionally, I'm also an IT consultant in project management. So that's a little bit about me. So Dami, tell them a little bit about you.
I love your story, and our origin story is always so fascinating to me because we were like living similar lives in two different areas of the UK. I love that. So yes, I am also from a media background. I also started radio about 2013, 2014. And that's when I came across the fabulous Amy. I was like watching her from a distance, cheering her on. I was just like happy to see another sister in the same space, especially because I know how hard it can be, right? So I was really happy to meet her. And yeah, I've also done red carpet hosting, presenting, TV, YouTube, blogging, and yeah, you podcasting as well. So a bit of a range. And media is definitely my first love, my true love, and celebrity news, celebrity gossip. You know, we like to gossip too much. So this Celeb Central Africa was a natural next move for us. So I'm so excited for this journey.
Lovely. So guys, remember to keep following us on TikTok. Subscribe, comment, share, like. And today we're bringing you a couple of topics. And the very first two are from Young, Famous and African season 3 now on Netflix. So a lot of people are talking about it. A lot of people are already having think pieces around it, and we really want to tackle two things from that show today. So the very first one is Annie Idibia. So Annie Idibia has been in all the seasons so far of Young, Famous and African, taking place in South Africa. And people really had a lot to say about her this time. So I'm going to let Dami start with her thoughts first, and then I'll come in as well.
Okay, Amy. So first of all, I'm really saddened to see the apparent demise of Annie Idibia. She has been on the show, like you said, from the beginning, from series 1, and that series 1, since series 1, I have felt sorry for her, and I think a lot of people have felt sorry for Annie because all we saw right in front of us was kind of what we already knew. Like, let's be real, we knew Two-Face continually. Obviously, for those who don't know, Annie Idibia is married to Two-Face, and he is one of our biggest superstars, one of our biggest artists from Nigeria. So she has consistently been disrespected. We have known for years that Two-Face has allegedly stepped out of his marriage multiple times and has multiple baby mamas. Now, what we did not see was the effects of this whole situation on Annie from Annie herself, and on the show that is what we've been able to now see. And I think this demise, this kind of downward mental spiral that Annie Idibia is on, I think this has been brewing since season 1. What do you think, Amy?
Definitely, this has been going on. And I remember saying to somebody yesterday that I think it was season 1 or season 2, Annie's daughter, I can't remember her name now, had come to South Africa to be a part of the show to see her mom. And I remember some words that our daughter said. Our daughter had said, "Mom, I know that you don't know, but I see you crying in the other room. Are you really okay?" And that thing has always stuck with me. I believe that was either season 1 or the beginning of season 2, because she had been in SA for a while. She was feeling lonely. Her daughter came to SA to see her. So I knew that there's a lot more going on in the background that we really don't know about. You understand? So, and she obviously, I believe that, when people feel like they've won the prize, they've won the man, it's like, I can't really make anybody feel like things are not going well. I have to stick to my guns. I have to show that we're doing well. We will smile. We will do this show. And I believe that because she's been in that fake world for so long, it's so easy for someone like that to go into depression, to go into taking substances, to just go into doing things that just help them cope with life. And it's so crazy because this season 3 it started in the most crazy way. Like, Annie was ready to fight anybody, everybody. And let's start. Episode 1, Zari's wedding. Annie came in guns blazing. From the very second, Zari, by the way, is another co-star in Young, Famous and African. She's got 5 children. Her new husband is 27 and she's 44. We're going to get back to that in the next topic. But Annie, basically, the very, very first thing she did was like, she saw Zari's son and she's like, is that the son? Is that the husband? Are they not like the same age? And she just started fighting with fellow co-stars, talking about Zari's wedding inside Zari's wedding while Zari's wedding was going on. How did you feel about that, Dami?
That whole scene was a mess, Amy, a complete mess. But as a viewer, I was here for it because, I tune in for the drama. So from episode 1, the drama was there. But no, that scene was a mess. Like, she stood up, spoiler alert if you haven't seen episode 1, but she stood up in Zari's wedding and went as if she was about to give this speech. Now, that was confusing because everybody knows that Annie and Zari do not get on. So people were confused, like, why is she going up and giving a speech? And what is she going to say? Like, this woman is about to start some mess and some drama, like, unnecessarily. And even me and my husband were watching it. We were like, this is not the time or the place to be, acting messy during a speech. Like, it's just not, it's not the time, in our opinion. So that whole scene was very interesting to me. However, I have to caveat this by saying, in season 1 especially, and season 2, I felt sympathy for Annie. However, in this season 3 and going forward, I don't feel sympathy for Annie anymore, okay? Here's why. I think in season 1, we were just learning her story and seeing the effects of, Two-Face's long history of stepping out of their marriage and seeing that effect on her for the first time from Annie's eyes, right? But Annie is her own worst, like, she's her own worst person. I don't know if that term is the right way to say it, but she's not helping herself.
Our own worst enemy, yes, that's the one.
Thank you, girl. She's her own worst enemy because Annie too, let's face it, you love the lifestyle that Two-Face provides you. You love being the wife of Two-Face Idibia. You love being the wife of, in that whole Nigerian celebrity world. So you love the lifestyle. You love the money. You love the glitz, the glams, the connections. That's why you will never leave Two-Face. That's why Annie will never leave Two-Face. So at some point, as women, we have to start feeling sorry for women who stay in situations that are clearly detrimental to their health, mental health, physical health, okay? Just because of what they are supposedly getting from, staying in that relationship or that situation. So it's very hard for me right now to still feel sorry for her. I obviously feel sad when I see anybody having a mental health crisis because that is what Annie is going through right now, apparently in season 3. However, she does not have to stay in that situation. And we know Annie is going to die there. The end.
We know that, like, this lady is not living here. It's almost like magnets. It's now together, and she believes that she won him. So the fact that she feels that she won him away from the other women and the other baby mamas, she's definitely not going anywhere. And it was so clear that, like, she was definitely taking something. I'm sorry, allegedly. She was because she was a bit twitchy. And it was so crazy to watch from the other end, like, what did this lady take? What's going on? I feel like definitely it didn't give me the vibe of alcohol. for sure. It didn't give me the vibe of alcohol, but it was just like something just made her believe that I can fight anybody, I can go against anybody, I can do anything. And the crazy part was that she expected that other people would also like support her. And that's the maddest part. It's like you fight with Zari, you fight with Nadia, you literally fight with everybody. At some point, she fought with Inia though. At some crazy. At some point, it was just like Swanky, the person who brought her here, she was ready to fight him as well. But yeah, just to wrap that topic up, I just feel that definitely people we're seeing that people are gonna start drawing away from her. I'm sorry, because even her friends on the show are having issues with her. So that tells you that there's a lot more behind the scenes that we probably don't even know. So this really does feel like the downfall of Annie. And it's so crazy that we get to see it. And I was even saying to my husband yesterday, I feel like at some point, probably someone in the production team told her, like, Annie, this is not looking good. And at some point, she left the show to go back to Nigeria. She took some episodes off and then she came back. I could tell that something happened. Somebody told her something that, look, you are not looking put together as you think you're looking. So that's what I feel happened at that point. But when she went to Nigeria and came back, like you could tell that she's just like, you know what, I'm tired. And one thing that she also mentioned that many people didn't really know, she said she had been pregnant and had lost the baby, and she had she was pregnant with twins and she lost the baby. So part of that, she was heavily depressed in that time as well. But still, you shouldn't treat people the way you shouldn't, like you don't want to be treated. But I know that things were going on that she didn't feel free to talk to other people about.
And that is such a sad and unfortunate situation for Annie, and I hope that she has gotten the healing and the therapy that she really needs after going through a miscarriage. And miscarriage is difficult for any woman, and especially somebody like her who is in the spotlight. She's scrutinized a lot more. So I do hope and I pray that she gets the healing that she needs and the therapy that she clearly needs. But on the other hand, I feel that if doing a show like this is literally detrimental to your mental health, it's not by force. Like, sis Annie, this show is not by force. Like, protect your peace, protect your family, protect your home. If you need to take some time out from the show, like longer time, that's what you need to do. I don't like seeing black women unraveling, the famous black women unraveling in front of us on TV. So I just send her, prayers and best wishes. But I do feel that she needs to make a decision for herself and her life, because I still feel that we are still going to hear another story from Two-Face, that he has stepped out yet again on their marriage, and or some other woman is now pregnant for him, or some other woman has now had another baby for him. I feel like those stories are still going to come out. During season 1, during season 2, more women came out. So I just don't feel like this is the end. So I just feel like at some point she needs to make a decision for her life. And what kind of example is she setting for her daughters as well? Like, this thing is very deep if you think about it. Her daughters are watching everything she does and watching how she allows herself to be treated by their father. So this has levels to it.
Definitely. So peace and love, Annie. Like, look after yourself. That's literally all we can say. But before time gets away from us, we are still on Young, Famous, and African. And Zari, Princess Zari, Diamond Platinum's previous queen and mother to his 2 children. This lady is 44 years old, 5 children, and she just got married to a new young hot guy, Shakib, and Shakib is only 27. Dami, what are you feeling about 44 and 27?
Literally, me and my husband were watching the show, and my husband said, wait, which one is the son and which one is the husband? Because I'm very confused. And I said, me too. I don't even know what's happening right now. But you know what? Kudos to Zari. Like, she's a beautiful, beautiful woman. And she is in her, like, mid-40s now. So you can imagine how she looked when she was in her 20s and 30s, right? Stunning woman. So I get why she still pulls these types of toy boys, because that's what they are. My my whole thing is there is a double standard for when, from what I've seen, from when older men get with quite younger girls, like people are ready to pounce on that guy, and it's just seen very like dirty, very negatively, very, abaya, you're very like, like what are you doing? Like she's old enough to be your daughter, and it's a bit creepy, right? But I always see like when it's the flip reverse and it's an older woman and a very young boy, well, a young man, sometimes it's silence or it's even celebrated, and I get why the men feel salty about this, because there is a double standard, I just feel like if you've got it, you've got it. If you can pull a 20 something year old in your 40s and 50s, go ahead, girl.
She definitely pulled. And the crazy thing though is that in episode one, right, we had never seen Shakib before. So it seemed like this guy came out of nowhere. So I'm like, what's going on? And he also had like a little meetup with the DJ, their fellow friend. I can't remember his name now, but he met with the DJ, and he's like, oh, the DJ is like, are you sure you're ready? Are you sure you want to do this? And he's like, yeah, I really love her, but the only thing is like, platinums, like, platinums is saying some things, and I don't know if it's true. And I'm like, definitely I could see like crazy levels of insecurities in him. And of course, Diamond Platinums is well known across Africa and everything. But this is one thing that I got to realize, like, as the episodes started going, you started to see that this guy is actually super mature. This guy is actually like super, super ready to be a husband. Like, you could just tell, like, the way he would advise other people, his comments to other people, the way he was so like emotionally like securing himself, aside from Diamond Platinums, where he would listen to other people's story, and he's quick to apologize, he's quick to sort of try to bring people together. I'm like, you know what, I can see what she's seeing in this guy to even believe that he's ready enough to get married. So definitely, I literally just wish them all the luck, because I know that Diamond is gonna keep putting his hand in that relationship.
Speaking of that, though, what I did pick up on and what I did not like was Diamond's arrogance in the way he said, if I want Zari tonight or tomorrow, I can get her just like that. That's literally what he said. And me and my husband looked at each other. We were like, they're still fucking. Excuse my language, but they are still getting it on together. I don't care what nobody says. For him to say he can have her just like that, something is still going down. So this new husband needs to watch out.
Definitely. I really feel that like something happened recently, even if it's not like immediately at that particular time. And I'm sure there's been times where they've dabbled in and out of each other's lives. So I feel like that's where Diamond is coming from. And definitely you can see that Zari is trying to like, okay, let me respect my husband. Let me stay away from Diamond. Or if he says hi to me, let me be on the other side of the room. She's definitely trying, but you know what? It was nice to get to know her husband, Shakib, through this process. But yeah, so we'll see how it all ends up. And I pray that, they actually last, because that would be really nice, actually, to be like, oh, they're young, he's young, she's older, but they've actually been together for a while and they want to try and have a baby. Hopefully that works out. I feel like that would definitely bring them a bit closer together. But it's so crazy to be like, okay, I'm the same age as your son and we're probably in the same house. Whoa. that would.
Do you believe that she will really have another bit like her sixth child with this young lad? Do you believe that? Let me just say, this young lad is not just any regular young black South. He's not even South African. He's from, is it Namibia or somewhere?
Namibia or Uganda, one of the two.
Uganda, yeah, I think Uganda. Anyway, so he is not a regular African guy. He is into minerals. And I do believe it's Uganda, because Uganda has a lot of minerals. So Zari is not a stupid woman. She picked a young guy who clearly has connections in the whole minerals industry in Africa. Probably the son of one very powerful, you know, mineral company, founder. Do you get what I mean? He's not just a regular African
That's
guy.
how I
That's how I
feel.
feel. She's very calculating with who she marries and procreates with. And I believe all women should be like that, should make moves like that.
It makes sense. It makes sense. You need to be with someone that can look after you and look after your family. So not only is she getting a young, strong man, she's also getting some more money. Because at the end of the day, usually, if we think about like a sugar mommy situation, it's like the woman has money and the man doesn't. But this is a little bit different. The man's younger, she's older, she's got children, and he has money, and she has money. So kudos. Clap for you, Zari. You did this one. And we have the third topic. This is a big one, and this is a little bit into the political side. So we've got the new president, Ibrahim Traore of Burkina Faso. Dami, go away with this one.
I am so excited about this story, honestly. Like, listen, one word to the Western world. We millennials, millennial Africans, we are not our parents, okay? So you have to understand that the bullshit that you people tried with our parents and our grandparents, it does not work with us. In points, the new leader of Burkina Faso. He is a young man, and he has come in with a force. He has kicked out the French in every sense of the word. He has banned France as the official language in Burkina Faso. He has banned use of the euro anywhere in Burkina Faso. He has chased out all of the soldiers that were occupying different lands in Burkina Faso and oppressing the people of Burkina Faso. Because don't get it twisted, when these Westerners come into our countries, they are never there to help us. As history has shown us, they're never there for our good, okay? They're only there to take, and take some more. So I, for one, I'm just very, very happy, proud, and excited to see that a young leader, a young African leader is doing what he is supposed to do. A young African leader is doing what we wish more African leaders would do across the continent, especially in our beloved nation of Nigeria. What's your thoughts, Amy?
Definitely. I feel like I would love to see something like this in Nigeria. I would love to see the young people being in power, coming with a different mindset. I would love to see things like scatter, just scatter the whole thing, just swipe this whole like political sort of team now there in Nigeria and just start from scratch with young people with sense, with people that are coming with a different mindset, people that are coming to actually like put the benefits of the people in the forefront of their mind. So definitely it's just one of those things where I'm so excited to see that he's also young, because that tells other African countries as well that young people, don't play with them. They will come in, they will make changes. And to be honest with you, Nigeria has not gotten there yet. I don't see them allowing a young, political candidate to really get to this point yet. But I feel like when things happen across Africa, hopefully the domino effect starts coming through and people start seeing that this works over here. So I'm going to support it happening in Nigeria as well. So I'm so proud that this man is not backing down. He is fearless. And I see him in his military outfit and I'm like, Shansa, yes, like it's just lovely to see someone put their neck on the line for the people. Yeah.
Absolutely. And personally, we're praying for him. We pray that he live long for us, and we pray that he does not succumb to the fates of the past young leaders who have tried to do similar things in different African countries, and then they've been unfortunately struck down before their time by the West in one way or another. Even if it was one of their own people, it was still the West who orchestrated it. So we just pray that he does not succumb to the same, line or the same fate. And yeah, may he live long. And I hope this is a domino effect across Africa, like you said. Whilst I agree with what you said. Like, we're definitely not there yet in Nigeria. However, what I've seen, especially during the 2020 pandemic, is that the young people were not easily pushed around in Nigeria, because the Sorosoke community, they came out during that pandemic, during those campaigns, and they were called riots, but really they were protests, in my opinion. But during those protests, the young people really came out. There was a lot of peaceful protests. Sorosoke was the theme, the mood, the atmosphere, the vibe. And I do feel that even this generation of Nigerians, we are different. And I do feel that eventually these old carcasses in the governments now, don't give me some people in the governments now, I do feel that eventually they will be pushed out, and or they will really, really have to listen to the youth. They'll really, really have to make changes for the youth, because this generation are not afraid to make their needs and their opinions heard. And that is the difference.
Definitely. And I feel like, the Gen Zs are coming. They even take less than we millennials took. So I am very hopeful, and I'm looking forward to better times. So let's wrap this up, Dami, guys. This is still Celeb Central Africa, and I'm your host, Amy, and our host,
Dami B. Thank you so
Follow
much.
us, like, share, repost, literally do everything to support us. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much, and tune in for the next episode, only on Celeb Central Africa.